correct you are. I appreciate y'all so much. Let me tell you. The sun will come out tomorrow, huh? Yeah, I think that's one of the best things about intuition being your purpose. You know, let's see. Best way to put this. You know, the end of the chaos magic, because they know not what they do. I agree 100%. That's why when I make these videos, it sounds like I'm talking to the divine feminine energy. You ladies 100% help me find the balance. And that's what they didn't expect. That's why I took the focus off of them. And I mean, it's what it is. When you said game master, that's right. I mean, you're supposed to play the game of life, not the game with people's lives. And that's what it is. I mean, and you ladies are right. I mean, it's when you choose karma, you know, that was the thing that Dolores Cannon taught us, was you're able to rewrite the script at any time. As long as it's a good deal for you and a good deal for me, and we clean up the playground, there's no mess. You know, you don't want to involve yourself in the center of the circus. That's why once I was able to tie everything in, there was no need to defend what they were trying to take. That's what it is. So I mean, that's what it is. Now they have to fight amongst themselves, because you're right, the Pisces Leo rising energy has been identified. And you know, the karmics are finding out how karmic they truly are, and you can't do anything about that. You know, you're right. They will have to break themselves down. A spiritual awakening usually comes from a very traumatic experience. I mean, losing everything you thought you knew to be true so that you can replace it with your divine essence. I mean, any sign can be divine. Pisces, and I mean, that's where the jealousy and the envy comes in. And if they have the understanding of past lives, if they have the understanding that Pisces has lived every sign on the zodiac, that's why they can embody every sign on the zodiac. And it's not about winning, it's about being. You know, I mean, anything that someone tries to win at involves losers. If you're just being in the middle of a bunch of winners and losers, you know, then you were just a divine being. And you're right. I mean, no. I mean, putting yourselves in someone else's shoes takes on their foot stink. And, you know, they weren't taught that. Everything was an illusion to them. Everything was always a battle. And I mean, life isn't a battle. It is a game, but it is a game with yourself and with life itself. Not other people's lives, not other people's property, not other people's love lives. You know, and I mean, breaking the generational curses, breaking the blocks and whatnot. And you're right. I mean, they will still try, because they think that they have something to gain in the end. When, I mean, forgiveness should be forgiveness. Once something is forgiven, it truly does have to be forgotten, because I mean, it is in a snake's nature to bite. It is in scorpion's nature to sting. And it's what it is. As long as it's stinging its goals, you know, there is always a method to the madness. And there's nothing better than nurturing something. You know what I mean? And any plant, whether it be, you know, a rose or a Venus flytrap, still a plant. Human is a human, an apple is an apple, a tree is a tree. A duck is a duck. And it is. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. Me personally, that was the thing that they didn't expect me to do. They didn't expect me to focus on the divine feminine energy. Well, trying to manifest universal life force energy, I mean, they probably didn't even know what those effects are. It's Japanese. None of these people are Japanese. That is information that was, sacred to the land of the immortals. And, now it has caused them immortal chaos. And you're right. I mean, you have to step into your divine essence. You have to step out into your divine protection and let the universe handle it, because it is completely out of our hands. When you have to ask for divine intervention, there's a reason. And I mean, it's what it is. But no, I agree with you ladies 100%. They will have to reap what they sow. And I mean, and it's, I'm not going to sit here and say it's not that bad. I mean, mine involves an NDE. That was my traumatic experience. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. That was the whole point. But no, definitely removing our energy, offering the forgiveness, and I mean, letting them know your apology is accepted. You don't need the apology. That's the thing. The whole point of an apology is to try to get back in the good graces. And most of these, I mean, it's what it is. Spending time alone, you don't change people. You change people. I think that was one of the most beautiful things I ever heard one of y'all say. And it's right. It keeps you from taking on their karma. And I mean, if you cross paths again in divine synchronicity, then it is what it is. But, planting new seeds means planting in a new garden. And you just don't tell people where your garden is for them to come and step on your roses. That's what it is. They're rose stompers. I mean, you've got the Tiny Tims that tiptoe through the tulips, and then you got the, Titans that just want to come and stomp around in your rose bed. And it's what it is. It's better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war. And I mean, that's what these platforms are, a beautiful thing, because you're able to say, look, man, you're forgiven, and clean your own litter box. I mean, you're the one that has attracted the cat waste. It's just what it is. I mean, authenticity is by far a stronger frequency than love. And when these discoveries of rarity come out, I mean, unicorns attract unicorns. Once opposites attract, and you're able to learn the lesson, once you're able to step into the darkness, once you're able to enter hell's gates, I mean, you can only help hell so much. But I mean, just the fact that you ladies are telling the planet that it is the empath narcissist paradigm. There is healthy narcissism. There is. Whether or not people can balance that out in themselves is up to them. It's either a trait or it's a disorder. And I mean, I just don't. That's not my field of expertise. That is definitely a you problem, and it's what it is. And that's the journey. Once the opposites attract, well, then you just flip the energy in the electromagnetic field, and now like attracts like. Finding the needle in the haystack is the point of this. It's starting all over again, and that's fine. That is fine. Many of us have achieved success multiple times. One of my favorite, and not to bring politics into it, but just the human. When Trump has been a successful businessman 8 times over, chances are, if you learn what he did, you can do it once. He can do it 8 times. Hell, that's my life path. But it's what it is. Look where he got him. So it's just hugging Tom McDonald. Anyway, the whole point of the matter is, focus on your inner world so that it matches up with the reflection you want to see in your outer world. Home is where the heart is, and that is inside the human vessel. If you can't feel at home in your own skin, then you're constantly running around going, I want to go home, even in your house. It's just what it is. So, that being said, hope everybody has a beautiful day. And the best thing to do is to focus on your own yard. Focus on your own investments. Everything on the outside will take care of itself. And that's what it is. I mean, knowing that people are experiencing a really bad time right now, it's just what it is. Focus on your good time. Focus on your peaceful time. Focus on the balance and the harmony that they should have been focusing on. And it's what it is. I mean, that's every time I hear y'all say it, that was that was God's plan. That was their purpose, was to challenge you so that they could learn that lesson this lifetime. Well, that's the same thing Dolores told us. When you tell someone, they don't believe it. The whole aspect of trying to manifest a healer, I mean, you have to look at the Trinity. If it's a good deal for me and a good deal for you, and we clean up the playground, then it's ordained. But yes, I mean, you ladies are absolutely right. The chaos magic comes from chaos magicians. And I mean, they are reaping what they sow. All they have to do is look around and go, I have no one to blame but myself. No, they're stuck into the digital world. They're in the social media aspect, thinking that psyop memes are their purpose, and that's fine. It's the belief system. You have to deconstruct everything. Once you are able to identify that it's not your truth, then you can do the opposite that is. That's what it is. But I mean, it's generally the individual that, QHHT, for example. That's what Dolores said. You have to be able to get the left brain out of the way. You have to be able to get the logical mind out so that you can see the pretty pictures. And I mean, my specific personality type, that's one of the hardest things to do. We utilize both sides of the brain at the same time. So you have to get into the feminine creative side. You have to be out of balance with that negative flip that you girls keep talking about. That came from QHHT. You have to be able to get at least 51% over into that flip. And then as you start to expand, once you're able to balance that and expand your consciousness, it is a brain thing, not a sexual orientation thing. It is the law of there's a huge difference between the law of gender and the law of polarity. It's just what it is. But Karen is always going to want to speak to the manager. Gossip girls are always going to gossip, and unrequited creative types are always going to be on Sex and the City. It's just what it is, man. You're living your own movie. Some people choose to be the writer, the director, the lead actor, the stuntman, and some people choose to be the judge, jury, and executioner. People are people. But the minute you put God first, and I think that's where the confusion came from. I put God force energy first. Love's intent to help or heal myself and others. The complementary healing modality. So I can avoid what is coming at me right now, the meat wagon, you know? It's what it is. I mean, think about that. Here you have an ambulance passing you right now. Was that person taught at a young age Reiki for kids? Were they? And it's not so much, you can't teach anyone anything. They have to learn. But if the information isn't readily available, then they have no choice. And it's always good to have choices. Everybody loves the multiple test choice over the fill in the blank. And then some people don't. It's just what it is. It's what they do. It's what they do. However, who you are and what you do are two completely different things. Not even in the same realm of reality. It's going to be a journey. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be rough, because I'm not going to engage in that. I'm going to keep focusing on what I want to grow. And I mean, you know who you are, so it's what it is. I want to thank you all. I appreciate you. You have taught me a lot, and I hope you've learned something as well. Keep moving in silence. You know, if you don't give the gun the ammo, it can't fire. And I mean, you know, you're dealing with machine gun men, so that's what it is. It's what it is. I think we're coming to the point of the split, and I mean, not everyone is going to make it, especially the ones that chose to come after someone else's purpose. I mean, that's what they don't understand. It's tunnel vision. It's a one-track mind. They don't understand that what you put out comes back on you. You put out chaos, conspiracy theory, you're going to get back chaos, and your entire life will be chaos and conspiracy theory. And you know, I mean, people living in regret, they put out things that they would regret, and generally know. You know, I'm probably going to regret this later. What's that? Artist proof. What's that song? Light work. When people tell me I'll regret that in the morning, I sleep till noon. It's absolutely correct. Look where that got them. You know what I mean? It's the things that have went on behind the scenes are exactly what it is. It's the Wizard of Oz with flying monkeys. Dorothy had the power the entire time. That is a representation of the divine feminine energy. You know, the cowardly lion was looking for courage. You know, the symbolism that is behind all of that stuff can be broken down into the same energies that are in the tarot. I mean, as energy readers, we're able to spot that. That's the whole point of having character. It is kind of funny, though, to see just about every label on the planet coming out in the Pisces, Sun, Gemini, Moon energy in your readings. The shapeshifter, the shaman, the earth angel, the unicorn. Well, hell, they all fall under the INFJ. That's why I'm able to spot them. Oh, hey, that's me! I embody that spirit. Y'all have a beautiful day. Namaste.